Basically, the media serves the same function that the church served in medieval times. It was basically the sole source of, quote, information and of what I would call political programming, because the media also tells you what you should think. For example, there's a concerted attack on the Venezuelan democracy going on. It has to do basically with oil, we all know. I mean, oil, it's the oil, stupid. But the media slavishly repeats the fact that President Chavez is a dictator. And if you read even National Geographic, which by the way is owned by Rupert Murdoch these days, in the National Geographic, a magazine that I thought was immune from such political pressures and mistakes, they called Chavez, they had a big article on Venezuela, and they called Chavez a dictator. How many times does a man have to be elected, democratically elected, and elected with the world community looking at you in order to be considered a president instead of a dictator? Well, it turns out that never. The answer is never, because the media serves the political interests of the people who own the media. If you want a free press, buy one. That's the only free press there is, and it's a bit cynical, but that's what it is. They're not here to do us any favors. The reason the media are here are to, number one, sell us things, number two, keep us stupid. They give us a lot of stupid stuff. Not everyone, not all the time. There's occasionally a good thing on PBS, but basically it's to keep us stupid. It's stupefying. Iraq, have we gotten the straight story there? Not really. We have so-called embedded journalism, as if that is something neat and wonderful. Well, embedded anything, I mean, how? You want to embed somebody with the mafia so we can get their story out? Well, anyway, Venezuela, ditto Cuba. Cuba, a hungry, barefoot country of now maybe 14 million. Back then, when they were the principal enemy, the arch enemy of the United States, they were 10 million people. 10 million versus 200 million. What's the beef here? Well, it turns out that it's the thinking, it's the ideas that are different. In Cuba, the idea is that the communal good, the commons, is important, as well as the individual. But here in the United States, we have been poisoned by an ideology that says it's only the individual. And the church, our modern day version of the church, the media, does everything in its power to convince us of the rightness of its interpretation of history and its interpretation of what's going down.